Did you know that after 80, life begins to change in ways you might never expect? Not in a bad way, not in a way that should scare you, but in a way that will make you see aging differently. Maybe even embrace it. At Mindova, we believe this stage of life isn't the end of the road, it's a new chapter. And today, we'll share 5 powerful changes that almost every senior experiences after 80. These aren't just facts. These are stories of real people. People like you, who discovered how to adapt, stay strong, and live fully. So, let's begin. 1 John's story. When strength slows down, John was 82 when he realized something was different. He used to walk his dog every morning, then spend hours in his garden pulling weeds and planting tomatoes. But lately, just one walk left him winded. His knees ached. His hands weren't as steady with the shovel. At first he thought, maybe I'm just tired. But soon he realized this was something else, a natural part of aging. When we hit 80, our muscle mass decreases, our bones become more fragile, and our energy levels dip. It's not failure, it's biology. But here's where John's story turns. Instead of giving up, he started doing simple strength exercises recommended by his physical therapist. Just 15 minutes of daylight weights, balance training, stretching. After a few months, John wasn't running marathons, but he could walk his dog again without pain. He even adjusted his diet. More protein, more vitamin D, and suddenly, his energy improved. Aging didn't defeat John. He simply learned a new way to live with it, and so can you. To Evelyn's story. When the mind slows down, Evelyn, an 8-year-old artist from New Mexico, noticed it one afternoon while painting. She paused, brush in hand, searching for the right word to describe the shade of blue she loved. A simple word, it just wouldn't come. She laughed it off. Then it started happening more often, forgetting names, losing track of conversations, taking longer to process things. It scared her, until she learned something important. This is normal. As we age, the brain's processing speed slows. But here's the beautiful part. Your knowledge, wisdom, and creativity only grow stronger. Evelyn decided to keep her mind active. She joined a local book club. She did puzzles. She even took an online painting class with her granddaughter. And you know what? Her memory didn't just stay steady, it got sharper. That's the secret. Your brain needs exercise just like your body. If you're still watching, drop a hashtag #MindStrong in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed to Mindova yet, now is the perfect time. Because here, we help you keep both your body and mind stronger at any age. 3 Margaret's story. When social circles shrank, Margaret was 84. When she looked around her living room one evening and realized something, the parties she used to host were gone. No big groups, no loud laughter, just 2 close friends and a pot of tea. And at first it made her sad. But then, she noticed something beautiful. Those 2 friends, they weren't just friends. They were family. They listened. They stayed. They mattered. As we age, our social circles naturally grow smaller. Friends move. Some pass away, and big gatherings give way to smaller, deeper connections. It might feel like loss, but for Margaret, it was peace. She traded dozens of casual friends for a handful of true companions. And that's something powerful because after 80, quality matters far more than quantity. For Harold's story, when the senses fade, Harold, an 83-year-old retired carpenter, noticed it at dinner, salted his soup. Then he salted it again. And still, it tasted bland. Soon after, he realized his hearing wasn't what it used to be either. His grandkids had to repeat themselves. He started turning up the TV volume. This, too, is part of aging. Hearing fades. Vision softens. Taste and smell weaken. But Harold didn't give up. Got his hearing checked. He bought new glasses with better lenses. And he started experimenting with spices instead of just salt. And guess what? Meals started tasting good again. Conversations became easier. Life felt full again. The lesson: don't have to accept these changes. You adapt to them. Technology, medicine, and small daily habits can make all the difference. If you're nodding along right now, type #MindOV80 in the comments. And remember to subscribe because at Mindova, we give you the tools to keep living fully even when the senses change. 5 Robert's story. When life becomes more meaningful, Robert is 82, and he says this stage of life is his favorite. Every morning, he sits on his porch with a cup of coffee. He doesn't rush, he doesn't plan 10 things at once, he just reflects. He looks at his family photos. He thinks about the lessons he's learned. And he finds joy in the simplest things. When you reach 80, something shifts. Stop chasing everything in, you start savoring everything. This is the gift of age: self-reflection, gratitude, and the wisdom to focus on what really matters. Robert journals, he meditates, and he shares stories with his grandchildren, not just to entertain them, but to pass on his legacy. That's the beauty of this chapter. It's not about slowing down, it's about living deeper. Final thoughts, so what happens after 80? You may lose some strength. Your mind may slow down. Your circle may shrink. Your senses may fade. But you also gain something far greater: perspective, peace, and purpose. These years aren't the end. They're the reward for everything you've lived through. Now tell me in the comments, which of these 5 stories feels most like yours? And if this video inspired you, please like, share, and subscribe to Mindova. We don't just talk about aging, we talk about thriving through it.